Hey everyone, welcome. Welcome to the EV show by Ludicrous Feed live. Nice to see you all. Today is Wednesday, 14th of May, 2025, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Should be a good show. Lots to chat about as always. Lots of people joining us already, which is really good to see. So if you're watching us live, make sure you drop a live chat comment. If you're watching us on replay, say hello as well. And if you're listening to us on audio podcast, g'day as well. Nice to see you, and nice of you to have us in your car or kitchen or wherever it is you're listening to us from. So yeah, thanks very much. And before we start, just want to quickly thank our sponsors as always. Thank you to the good folk at mycar, Tyre Auto. Thank you to Hankook, Driving Emotion for EV tyres, and thank you also to carloop, data to empower Australia's EV revolution. Speaking of carloop, let's say hello and welcome to our co-host and very good friend of the channel indeed. That's Mr. Riz Akhtar from carloop. Hey Riz, how you going?
Hey Tom, going well. Another week. I'm just closing all the airline deals. Back here, straight off a jet, and just wanted to tune in to let everyone know what's going on in the EV world.
The commitment to the show, Riz, the commitment to the EV space, the commitment to our viewers and community is just unheralded. It's just second to none, Riz. So in all seriousness, we're very, very grateful you could join us today.
Awesome stuff, Tom. Should be a good show.
Should be really good. Let's say hello to some of our regulars as always. Hello, Lewis. Nice to see you from rainy Brisbane. Hey, it's been a nice day here in Sydney. Hello to Tassie from, of course, Tasmania. Hello, Murray from Western Sydney. Hello to SWS. Hello, EV as Aaron. Hello to Jeanette. Hello to Sim. Hello to Christopher. Hello, Jean. Hello, Tassie EV as well. Hello, Grandpa. Nice to see you. Hello, Jason. Hello, Scott. Hello, Justin. G'day. Hello, Richard. Hello, nice to see you. Yes, Jason saying Hollywood Riz in his Bonza limo again. He's got the right colours on, that's for sure.
That's it.
Are you saying that Riz should be committed? No, not at all, Richard. No, he's other way around. That's right. He's a free spirit, as you see. Yes, Riz streaming from the car. The commitment is right there. It's very good.
That's it.
Well, we should probably share some good news this week, I think. Finally, we have Tesla Model Ys being delivered across the country. So I think this is Sydney. We've got Tom Drew, Country Director for Australia and New Zealand at Tesla, showing deliveries starting, this week in Sydney. So that's really good news, Riz. We should see hopefully numbers pick up for next month's EV numbers, sales numbers for Australia.
Yeah, it's looking that way. It'd be quite interesting to see. We know Sydney, these deliveries started late last week. I think Melbourne is supposed to be this week. I've also heard whispers that even out in Perth, deliveries are starting tomorrow for some customers. So it's exciting times. I think it will really help propel some of those EV sales.
Yeah, absolutely, Riz. I think we might have, hopefully Riz will log back on shortly. Hopefully Bonza Wi-Fi will kick in, help him out there. But yeah, as Riz said, delivery starting out in Sydney and across Australia as well, which is great. Here we go, Riz is back.
Yep, I'm back. Sorry, guys.
Good.
A few connection issues.
Absolutely. Now, Bonza Wi-Fi needs some work there, Riz, just saying.
Yeah.
No, it's good. I mean, what do you guys think of this color in the chat there? This is the new, I forgot what they call it, this bluey, silvery color. I think it looks pretty good in the light there, up amongst the white wall and the floor. Yeah, let us know what you think. But we are also seeing some Model Ys being spotted around Sydney too. Roland couldn't join us today, but he spotted some in the Hills District in Sydney. This is, I assume, Tesla Cam showing a new white one with a new light bar. And I've been seeing some as well around town. So yeah, good to see them being delivered in Sydney at least. It's great. Hopefully the new cameras are a bit better quality than the existing Sentry Mode and dash cam.
Yeah, the hardware 4 supposed to be the latest and greatest that Tesla's got out at the moment. So yeah, we'll get to see some of that footage in the coming months as more people receive their cars.
Yep. Richard's saying it's called Glacier Blue. Thanks, Richard. I was struggling to think of the name, but yep, there it is there. Yeah, Sim's saying new Model Y looks great. Josh is agreeing. New Model Y looks really nice. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad on the road, I got to say. So it's good. Good to see them finally in the wild. And Riz, hopefully 10%. Fingers crossed for next month. with all these deliveries.
Yeah, we're aiming.
We are, sure are. Yeah, Gene's saying looks a bit like the Seal Arctic Blue. That's not a bad comment, actually. I must agree. It does look a bit like that. Michael's offering an opposing view. Not a fan. My styling the Model Y, rather the Kia or the Ioniq 5. Nope, no worries. We're all entitled to our own opinion. No worries. Hello, Charles. Nice to see you. He says, evening, Tom, Riz, and all. Welcome.
Charles, you've been very busy. Just quickly with the amount of superchargers that are popping up. So we'll definitely cover that. But our main man, Charles, he's covering a lot of the supercharger news and info and sharing it with all of us. So yeah, good work.
Yeah, thanks, Charles, and a few others as well in the chat who've tagged me and Riz on X and various other platforms. So I really appreciate that. If you see anything new, doesn't have to be Tesla Superchargers, any network, anything really, just tag us. We'll amplify it on the stream. No worries at all. Richard's saying got to sit in the new Y in Shongjiang. I assume that's in China, and it is quite nice. Good. Yeah, I agree. It's a step up from the old one, that's for sure, and drives a lot better too. Excellent. All right. Now, we are seeing in the US, I think, Tesla launching the new Model Y long-range rear-wheel drive. Now, Riz, I think hopefully this comes to Australia, but I don't know whether it will, but a long-range rear-wheel drive makes sense for me for a road tripper. Without the all-wheel drive, it's probably got slightly increased range, which will be very helpful.
Yeah, and given how efficient the car already is, this... not specifically with the new Model Y, but previous Model Ys, even the UK was getting the long-range rear-wheel drive. So, there's definitely an opportunity for Tesla if they see potential buyers that are interested in this. But I think they've got a few different mini projects going on. I'm quite curious with this long wheelbase Model Y that some reports are saying maybe going into production soon in China with 3 rows, but also the more affordable models that are supposed to be based on the Model Y and Model 3. But even this is a great addition, and I think it'll sell really well if Tesla does decide to bring it over to Australia.
Indeed. Yeah, interested to see that long wheelbase 3-row Model Y, right? Have to call it something else, Y plus maybe, or Y fronts. No, Y rear. I don't know, just to make it different. But I mean, I guess the US has had the rear-facing third row for a while. But I don't know about you, but I don't like sitting backwards in a car for too long. I get quite ill. Having sat in a London cab backwards, I don't mind on a bus or a train, but I just can't do it in a car for some reason. But yeah, hopefully a bigger car will be good. Now, speaking of production stopping, so news that Tesla no longer will be releasing the Cybertruck Range Extender. Now, I think this was an extra battery pack that could sit in the tray, I think, for an extra, what was it, $16,000 or something?
Yeah, quite dear.
Yeah. So, and Gadget's reporting Tesla no longer releasing the Cybertruck Range Extender, and they're refunding the fee, which is good. It was a $2,000 reservation fee. Wow, that's a lot for a $16,000 add-on. Yeah, I mean, is there a place for that, Riz? I guess in not just Tesla but other EVs. Like, do people want to buy, an extra range for their car if necessary? Or is that just an extra weight for nothing? I guess that's the question, right?
Yeah, I guess, we sort of look at the way they do things in China around battery swapping and how with NIO you can have a bigger battery pack for longer road trips and those sort of things. I'm sort of like you, Tom. I don't see the point of lugging additional mass around all the time. It's not like you can just pop it out and just use it whenever. It's not like a power bank. Once it's in there, it's in there. So yeah, maybe with the way Supercharger network is in the US and wherever the Cybertruck is going, maybe 2025 sort of don't need it anymore.
Yep. And, like you said, pop in and pop out, like, it's probably not feasible. It's just too heavy. But imagine if you could have that for a house battery and then pop it on the car if you need to, right? But I think the practicalities around carrying such a heavy battery is probably not advisable. Comment from Aaron. Thanks very much, Aaron. Hi, Tom and Riz. Not Chinese EV related, but Cupra Tavascan first deliveries are commencing next week. Congratulations. Well done, Aaron. We will touch on Cupra very shortly. I think there was an issue with ANCAP ratings, so we'll discuss that a bit more very shortly. But thanks for the comment there, Aaron. Congratulations to your new Cupra coming very soon. And Sim, on the back of the federal election, how many of you are intending to jump on the federal home battery rebate scheme? I'm looking into it. Yeah, me too, Sim. I think if Anthony Albanese is good on his promise, we're looking at maybe another, I don't know, a few $1,000 rebate off a new battery, which I wouldn't mind adding on to. Unfortunately, a Powerwall 2, I can't daisy chain a 3 onto a 2, but there might be some old stock of 2s lying around. We'll see. That'll be good. Now, Richard's saying if BYD can make a lightweight, cheaper E7 from the Seal, then maybe Tesla can make a lighter, cheaper 3, and why? Well, what would you sacrifice there? I guess a bit of range, I suppose, in the battery.
Yeah, I was thinking about it today. Like, what would Tesla do? Like, they'd like to keep their drive units sort of the same, which are pretty high powered. The E7, which is one of the more rideshare friendly cars that BYD's just announced, priced at around about, I think, 22,000 Australian dollars. That has a 100 kilowatt front motor, and I think we know that Tesla's ones are usually 190 plus kilowatt. Yeah, so that's the sort of vehicle that Rich is referring to there. It's a sedan, sort of similar sort of size to BYD Seal, so bigger than a Model 3 dimensions wise.
Yeah, it's 4.7, so pretty long. Yeah, well, actually, same size, same length as the new Model Y. Yeah, but it's funny. It almost is starting to look like the new Model 3, right? There's less detail at the front here, and the eyes are starting to look a bit more focused in. So there's less detail on the lights as well. So it's funny. They're kind of like taking cues from each other. Yeah, correct. Like, I'm all for it if it's cheaper, more efficient. Yeah, for ride sharing, that's great. It's fine by me. Better than sitting in a Camry, that's for sure. Yeah, and as you said, Riz, Tesla's already quite a lightweight vehicle. It's quite an efficient vehicle already. So where would they sacrifice that extra weight for the efficiency?
Well, aside from the weight, I think the things that they've already sort of said, like we've touched on this on a couple of live streams around, the trimmed back version of the Model 3 that they're selling in Mexico with cloth seats, probably no ventilation. I don't know, maybe a manual boot. I'm not sure where else they can get savings apart from sort of the underlying manufacturing capabilities that Tesla has. Having said that, BYD's got huge scale. So, for them to do something like this when they already make cars like the Seagull and sort of the Dolphin, and also other ride-sharing cars like the E2, which I saw a fair few of in China as well. They've got everything they need. But I guess would customers in Australia buy something like that? Like, this thing has 16-inch wheels. Everybody wants to, bling up their wheels and have the biggest that they can get.
Yeah.
So, maybe some will and some won't.
Some will and some won't. That's right. 16-inch really stands out. He doesn't feel the wheel arch at all, does it? It's tiny, but hey, if it's for rideshare, you kind of just want the basic, right? And smaller wheels, maybe better ride comfort as well. So not a bad idea, I guess, for some mass production. And having gone to Shenzhen and seeing their HQ, BYD know how to scale. They are the masters of scaling, that's for sure. That's the reason why they're number one in China at the moment. Peter's asking, what are your thoughts on the Radara RD6 EV? Yeah, I had a chance to see that at Geely HQ last month with Joy in Hangzhou. And look, it's a pretty basic looking interior, which is fine. It's a ute. It's meant to be utility and all-purpose and versatile, all that. The Shark definitely has a nicer interior, but if Geely can price it right, as they often do, as we saw with the EX5, then I think it could be a winner as a first entry-level ute that's appealing to all Australians who want an EV ute. So hopefully that comes to Australia for sure. We'll keep an eye on that. Okay, let's keep going. Thanks for your comments, everyone. Oh, Jason says I got a LG Chem daisy chain with a Powerwall 2. Hey, that's good.
Ooh,
think about that. Yep.
you know.
Some good deals will come around, I'm sure, come July. Does a home battery make sense if you can't have solar PV? Well, I think Amber tries to answer this question, actually, and you probably could make a case for it. I think it'd be quite a good case study, charging when it's cheaper, because Amber, as we know, is its wholesale pricing and then dumping it back into the grid when it's more expensive. So you could potentially, one, have a good backup system and then try and pay it back sooner as well. So just a thought. All right, let's keep going. Thanks for your comments, everyone. That's great. Yeah, Richard says for the E7, smaller wheels are cheaper and lighter as well. Correct. That's right. Good point. Yeah, I mean, as anyone who's owned a 19-inch or 20-inch wheel car, you'll know how expensive those tires can get after a while. Now, we talked a little bit about the... Sorry, did you have something?
Yeah, I was going to say, that's why I'm constantly looking at Aussie bargains for cheap tire deals, or checking out Tom's hand-cooked tire special.
Now, this is a good segue. Let's do that. So thanks very much to our channel sponsors, Hankook and mycar as well. So check those guys out for tires. Now, we did quickly talk about the Cupra Tavascan. So one thing the Cupra Tavascan you need to be aware of is that it has achieved a 4-star ANCAP rating, which is, I guess, a little bit unusual given a lot of the new SUVs from China, for example, are achieving 5 stars. So now with ANCAP, you have to look into why they achieved a 4-star, not 5 stars. So where Roland has highlighted this shortcoming is the safety assist area. So only scoring 67%, which is 3% short of the 70% threshold for a 5-star rating. So what is it? Basically, it's not offering an intelligent speed assistance system or speed limit information function to assist the driver. Now, Riz, we've talked about this a lot on the channel and on live streams. Like the ADAS in a lot of the new cars probably do need to be fine-tuned a bit, where it's sometimes a bit too sensitive, a bit overbearing. Is it right that ANCAP is putting so much emphasis on things like this on the ADAS? I guess that's the question.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tough one because, you know, I mean, they have their standard, and I don't know over the last couple of years whether they're really, with all the bings and bongs that we hear that are apparently due to the requirements that ANCAP has to keep a 5-star safety rating, I'm still not sure. I think ANCAP needs to be pretty clear and upfront as to why they're doing certain things around what is the latest standard, and if these vehicles are not complying, does that mean, as in if they're not achieving 5 stars, does that mean that the manufacturer takes that feedback on and then improves their vehicle? And then what's the process of reassessment? If you're sitting in Cupra's or Volkswagen shoes, you're probably like, well, it's a 4-star vehicle. Maybe we'll do something when we do an update later on, if it's not too important to our customers. But I guess to most customers, it should be important, and there should be a way of re-achieving that 5-star. I've also heard that in Europe, it achieves 5 stars. I may be wrong.
Like the NCAP?
Euro NCAP, I believe, or like they have something in those vehicles that Australian vehicles did not or are not expected to carry.
Yeah, interesting, isn't it? Let's have a quick look. Yes, you're right, actually. So I'm just pulling up the Cupra Tavascan 2024 received 5-star, and 79% for safety assist. This is the same car, isn't it? Surely.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, but I think in Europe they have some of the hardware, or there's something different that we're not getting, and that's probably what's being tested. I'm not sure. It's all too complicated for my tiny brain.
Me too. I mean, look, it's could our standards be more stringent? I don't know. I guess I'll have to look at the fine detail. Well, that's my point, right? People don't read the reports. People won't scour, pour through it like we will, and they'll just go, "Wow, 4-star, what's going on?" So I guess in this day and age where safety is everything, this is surprising. I got to say, and I'm actually very surprised that this car doesn't have a safety assist for speed limit or speed assistance, given all new cars have this in one way or another. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a thing where you're able to switch it off permanently, which might be of a concern to ANCAP. I don't know. I know BYD, when they first came to Australia, we're speaking to Luke Todd, he was very keen on making sure, like the Atto 3 and the Seal, that you could, they wanted to make sure they could have that on permanently to achieve that 5-star rating. So maybe that's where the shortfall is here for Cupra. I don't know. We'll have to look into that a bit deeper for next episode. Sydney EV, thanks, Rob. Jeep Avenger in Oz has 3-star rating. Yeah, I mean, I've done a review on that with Joy. It loses points for front-on collision. That's a concern, and also pedestrians too. So that car's got other issues too. But I think in this day and age, people look for that 5-star rating for safety, especially if you've got a family, right? I think that's important. All right. Andrew says safety assist helps prevent accidents and keeps you alive by limiting the impact of an accident. Correct.
I guess the other part as well is that people are buying Cupra and other brands. I mean, even just this evening, Skoda has unveiled the pricing of the Elroq, which is sort of fresh off the press. And I'm not sure what that's going to do from a safety point of view. I'm not sure what ENIAC has done. ENIAC, I think, is 5 stars. So yeah, I mean, we hope to get some clarity in the coming episodes on what is going on with ANCAP.
Yep. Thanks, Riz. We are bleeding edge on the show, and this only announced 3 hours ago with the Skoda Elroq. So good segue here. So what is it? They're asking 54,990. Correct. Thank you. And 64,990 for the different variants. So what's the difference between them? We've got is it just range or is it different powertrain as well?
It's no, same powertrain. It's just premium things, bigger wheels, and those sort of things. But range might be lower, I guess, if they are bigger wheels. But that's they've got a standard edition, and then I think they call it a 130 years anniversary edition or whatever, the 130 edition. So same battery pack, 82 kilowatt hours, over 500 kilometers of range, carries a 210 kilowatt rear motor, and 6.6 seconds to 100. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah, 4.48. So excuse me. So a bit like the Hyundai Kona, I guess, an Atto 3 kind of size.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this was at the Everything Electric show in Sydney a few months ago.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one was. Yeah, it was unveiled there, I believe.
Yep. And there was an umbrella in the front door as well, which I was very excited about because it reminded me of our Spectres, Riz, which is great.
That's right. Skoda's also been doing that straight out of Czech Republic.
Now, I must admit to you, Riz, and everyone else, I mean, we are so, I guess, across the Chinese brands now that have come to Australia. I've lost the plot a little bit with the European brands, particularly the VW group. So now we need to be across ID for, Skoda's offerings, Cupra. There's a few of them now to review and make an educated judgment over. So I think stay tuned, everyone. We'll try and do a more European focus in the coming months to try and review these cars, just to more for my own sake anyway. So I give you a more educated feedback on them. So I'm sure Riz is across them already.
Still, I'm only seeing them at the shows.
Yeah, I'm just back on the ANCAP stuff. So Michael's saying I can live without the bings and bongs and the intrusive lane departure, but collision performance is critical. 100%. I'm with you there. Okay, so let's keep going. Thanks, everyone. So many comments. I love the engagement on this show. It's fantastic. All right. Thank you. Yes, Andrew saying percentage ratings are critical. Absolutely. That's why I like reading the reports, particularly if something doesn't reach 5-star. Gaffer's saying we don't have umbrellas in Aussie cars. Maybe they could have emergency things. Yeah, like those little red triangles for breakdowns, eh?
Well, to be honest, Skoda, I think, is one of the longest running companies to offer an umbrella in the car. And I think they've done that across, I remember back in the ICE days, I did, not that I did ICE, but back in the, when the Kodiaq was launched, they had an umbrella in it. And I was reading the press release for the Elroq today, and where it says the umbrella components, and of course it has the umbrella. So maybe, Skoda is doing quite a few interesting things, and Rolls-Royce better watch out.
I mean, umbrella in the front door, straight away, I think Rolls-Royce, come on.
That's it.
All these brands, you can have your fancy gadgets and things, but the umbrella in the door, that's the mark of premiumness. So Wow. I think that'll be the next excuse me generation of Chinese cars, just umbrellas in the front door.
I think the history probably there is that wherever Rolls-Royce was selling in the UK, it's always pissing down. So
This is true. Richard saying, I think the umbrella option on the Rolls costs as much as the Skoda. You're probably right.
probably not wrong.
Umbrella, Skoda. Yeah, it's a tough call. Tough call. That's funny, Richard. Now, what's really interesting, Riz, is that we are coming to the end of financial year. We're 6 weeks basically away from June 30th. We told you, we've said to you guys many times in the last few weeks, the discounts are coming, and they are starting. They must have heard us, and Deepal is one of them, who is one of the first cabs off the rank. Deepal S07. How much are we taking off the price?
It's 8,000, I think.
It's crazy. Look, 53,900 before on roads. That's how much they launched it at last year's EV show in Sydney. And now they're cutting $8,000 off with a driveway price of $49,990. That's crazy. That's under $50,000 for this car. It's nuts.
It is a lot of car. I know that over the year update is coming, but it is overall a pretty good car. Like, it's fun to drive. It's got all the tech. Chang'an and Tom, obviously you've visited there and you've had a look at their technology, and anyone interested, check out Tom's channel for those videos with what Chang'an does. I think it's a really, really overall a good car. It just missed out because of the initial, bings and bongs and other issues that it has. Pretty sure this is 5-star ANCAP rated as well from memory.
Yes, correct. This is the king. This is the Bing Bong King. This car, seriously, like this. No other car is as annoying as this car. What if you don't turn off the ADAS? So once you switch it off, and it's like, I'm not kidding. It's mandatory. You have to switch it off. Then it's like a beautiful drive. It's comfortable. It's like a Rolls Royce on a Deepal platform. Honestly.
And as I call it, this is a poor man's Lamborghini. From the front, from the way it looks like a Urus.
Yes.
So if you're interested, Lamborghini for $49,990. That's got to be a bargain of the century.
It's crazy, right? And on that list of my Chinese SUVs, it's like, I think it's probably, apart from the Geely, it's probably one of the best value cars now. And as Riz said, I did go to China with Deepal to check out Chang'an, and I was very impressed at how old that company was. So I think they're a very serious player. Deepal, I think, suffers from brand awareness in this country, as a lot of you might know. It's just something they've got to deal with, and I think this price slashing should help. And this software update cannot come soon enough. Once they fix the ADAS, I think it'll be good to get all the reviewers out there testing it again to show that it's actually a really nice looking car. It's very comfortable. Charging speed's a bit slow, but hey, our charging network's not going anywhere in Australia, so it probably doesn't matter too much at this point. But honestly, for 50 grand, not a bad buy. So another bargain there. Daryl's saying, "Oh, don't condone this." He's just saying we fixed the Deepal noises with a simple bit of tape on the driver monitor until the update. Okay, well, that's certainly one way to do it. Thanks, Daryl. Yeah, Sim, I agree. It's really upsetting as an early buyer to see discounts roll up soon after release. My seal is almost the depreciation cheaper now.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's the nature of the... I guess we will see what happens, but now there is quite a few affordable options. Manufacturers are actually pricing cars properly now. They weren't doing that. I guess there wasn't a lot of competition, but you look at the MG S5, the pricing of that is very close to the Geely EX5. And the Atto 3 Essentials, which I'm not sure where that car's at, whether customers have actually received them yet or not. If anyone's aware of those deliveries happening of the most affordable Atto 3 and the most affordable Dolphin, the Essential series, let us know, because we're not sure if they've made any deliveries.
No, we've got to keep them accountable. Hopefully it's not just vaporware. We need to see those cars on the roads, that's for sure. Now, if you don't want a Deepal S07, a relatively unknown brand, maybe you should pony up for a Ford Mustang Mach-E, also slashing their prices. I sound like a car salesman all of a sudden, but $12,000 off a Mach-E base variant, which is now, what are we now? Mid-spec premium variant sees $9,000 off, so 77 grand. And then the entry level, $63,000 for a Mach-E, $7,000 off the driveway price, and then the GT is $12,000 off, so down to 94. So sub $100,000, sub LCT, I think, for that now all of a sudden. So Riz, a pretty good pricing there for the Mach-E.
Yeah, it definitely appears that way. But I mean, that has to be the only car that I know that has seen so many price cuts. Originally, I think the select variant was $79,990 plus on roads, and it saw price cuts before the customer deliveries began, and it's just done it again. And obviously now they're trying to get rid of some of the existing stock. But yeah, lots of competition now.
Yeah, I mean, look, 71 kilowatt hour LFP, right? That's LFP battery as well. That's pretty good. I think that's also a BYD battery, if I'm not wrong. It's called something else in the US. I forget the name, but it's still FinDreams, I think, isn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong, viewers. But yeah, so 63. I probably want to go mid for this. So 77. Yeah, 63 is, I guess, kind of Model Y territory, right? Once you do the drive-away pricing for a rear-wheel drive.
Pretty close.
Yeah. So it's not a bad car, Riz. I think you've driven it too, haven't you? This car?
I haven't had a chance. I've been in it. But yeah, it's I once again, the problem is these are all like last generation products now. Because they haven't Ford has done nothing to update that car as far as I know, especially since it was brought into Australia end of 2023.
Yep. Yeah, it's an older car. I had a chance to test it. Anthony B, one of our viewers, and from the MTA, he was kind enough to lend me his own personal car, and I love it. It's got a nice bit of tech in it because it's got Android Automotive built in, so it's got nice EV trip planning like the Polestars and Volvo cars. So that's what I like about it, and it's just quite a nice drive, very plush on the inside, and very, very good suspension. So if you want something a bit different, that's not Chinese, it's not European, and it's American, but with a BYD Blade battery, then that could be an option too.
Just a quick point there, Tom. You mentioned trip planning. Has your Seal got an update to have trip planning in it now, or is it still?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. No, not yet. No update yet. I have made inquiries, and they said they are. I think it's in the process of being rolled out, but no, nothing just yet. So hopefully soon. But I think there are some viewers who have gone into like BYD service to get it manually updated. So yeah, it would be nice because the Shark 6 and the BYD Sea Lion 7 has got the new versions, and they're quite nice because Apple CarPlay is now integrated with the infotainment screen, so you don't need to flick in and out for aircon. So that's a nice plus. I don't know whether the instrument cluster screen will get updated as well, but yeah, so it'd be nice to have Apple CarPlay integration. So yeah, that's good. We'll keep an eye on that one for sure. Now let's keep going. Yes, people saying it's not a Mustang, it's a Mach-E. I think they dropped the Mustang name. Too much controversial feedback.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Sim, thank you very much. Being a new member, much appreciated. Thank you. And Sydney EV is asking, how much is the US tariffs influencing price cutting in Australia to replace the US market? Yeah, that's way over my head. Above my price, above my pay grade on that question.
Yeah, I think the Mach-E, it's a bit of a hard one because right-hand drive markets like ours in the UK, I'm not sure how that car's done in the UK, but yeah, here I think in the article that I put together, it was 600, 700 sales for so far, something like that. But yeah, priced a bit too high. Sorry, Tom, you're on mute.
Sorry, Riz. I was just saying it was too high on launch, definitely, but a bit more palatable now. Admittedly, old tech, as you said, but still a nice car.
Yeah, it is a nice car.
Yeah. Now, where was the comment? Yes, a few people saying the Seal update has been held back. I didn't want to say because I wasn't sure whether that was public info, but since it's out, I will post comments here from people saying, yes, apparently issue with the BYD updates in Australia. Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing around the traps as well. So we'll keep you guys updated on that. Cool. This is why they dropped the Mustang name. Comments like this, people getting a bit upset with it being called a Mustang. So fair enough. It's not really a Mustang. It's an SUV. Now another price cut, Riz. Think about this one. So Jeep Avenger, 3-star ANCAP rating, dropped by $16,000. That's insane, right? It was $53,990 plus on roads. Now it's asking $40,000 drive away. Stellantis Classic, just for you.
Giving it away.
Just steal. Very small car, 4 meters in length. Smaller than the MG4, BYD Dolphin, MG Aura. Sorry, MG Aura. GWM Aura. Very Jeepy looking at the front, but I guess that's where the comparisons end. Yeah, I had to rewatch my video just to remind myself what it looked like on the inside. How can I put this nicely? It's like the Fiat and Abarth EV. It's just a little bit basic on the inside. Very standard looking. A lot of hard plastics around the place. Tech is about 2 generations behind. Very floaty for a Jeep, unfortunately. Sorry, not floaty, but I don't know, just not right. Felt very bumpy. A lot of torque steering. I just didn't quite like it, Riz. So I don't know whether you've had a chance to drive it.
No, I haven't. Has to be minimum 4 stars for me to get behind. My Spectre's 7 stars. So
7, mine's 8. I don't know where you got your dodgy Spectre from. Yeah, so there you go. If you want a car that is a Jeep and an EV, there it is. $40,000 drive away. So, I mean, there's still cheaper options out there, right? That's the problem with this car. Yep. Did anybody here buy a Jeep? Should have bought a Jeep in the chat? Surely not. Yeah, let us know in the chat if you did. All right, let's take some comments, everyone. Thanks for your feedback. Much appreciated. There you go. Lee saying BYD seal update 0.2503. Got it from the service center. Right on cue. Thank you very much. Kazi Evie saying I like the Mustang name. Sorry to conflict with others. That's all right. I think they were right to call it the Mustang initially. Just so people know it's of the same what do you call it, philosophy and spirit of Mustang.
The pony car.
Pony. Got to pony up. Got to have the bings and bongs. Yeah, maybe.
I won't have the bings.
No bongs for me either. Thanks.
Okay.
Better if with the Leap motor than the Jeep at the same dealer. Yeah. The Leap motor is a surprise packet, hey? I mean, given it's a Stellantis car, I was very impressed with how that thing drove.
I think Leap, this is what Stellantis invested billions to try and get a bit of the Leap motor share. They're producing some good cars. The C10 is in Australia. Yes, there was some controversy around Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, but last I heard, apparently was coming. But the B10, which is their latest that they've just announced a couple of months ago, I got a chance to sit in China. Very comfortable. If that car gets into the Australian market surely it has to be under 40 grand. And if it does, that's a nice SUV. And then they have a sedan that is also supposed to come. That's going to be round about 35 to 40 grand again. So they're really pushing the envelope when it comes to affordability, technology, and hopefully in a pretty nice package. So maybe that will, I think Leap Motor's already sold way more than the Jeep Avenger. And a lot of the sales are on the back of how we, on this very live stream, helped Leap Motor gain a whole lot of subscribers on the YouTube channel. So, Tom, attributed to you.
No, and you too, Riz. And I think we increased their subscriber count by about 2,000%. So where's our commission? But yeah, I was impressed by the Leap Motor stand in Shanghai Auto. And I don't know is that the new wave of SUVs that's sort of slightly smaller, right? Geely's kicked it off. MGS5 has been priced. B10's coming, the new B class. There it is, Stellantis. You can take that. Yeah, that could be the next wave, right? Because we've got the mid-size down pat. We've got so many options. So happy to see the B10, that's for sure. All right, let's keep going. So this is an interesting development. So this is a press release from Woolies. So now you can charge and earn, I guess, everyday rewards points at Woolies supermarkets where there is an EV charger. So what's Roland got here? He obviously released a notification too. So everyday rewards points, 1 point for every $1 spent on charging at every Woolworths charger available on the Chargefox network. So I guess to put that into perspective, if you're topping up at say 40 cents per kilowatt hour, if you're doing say 50 kilowatt hours, what's that? So that's $20 worth of 20 points, I guess, on average, maybe, if you're staying that long at Woolies. The more you stay at Woolies, the more you spend inside. Clever. Like what they're doing here. But I guess this is good, right, for EV owners, because we can't use the fuel discounts they offer. So it's something. What's good too is that I was going to say, we always talk about tap and charge, right? As opposed to having to log in. So I'm glad they're doing this because it gives people an incentive to use an app. At least you're getting something out of it as opposed to just, making life more difficult for yourself. But if there's something like collecting points, which I know some people like doing, then yeah, it's a nice little bonus for sure. So good to see Woolies taking initiative with Chargefox. And for those who are wondering where there's Woolies EV chargers, so New South Wales, there we go, Ashfield North, Balmondary, Cameron Park, Chatswood East, that's the one closest to me. And then up north, Kellyville, Kiama down south, yeah, all over the place, which is good. And then some in Queensland, Victoria, and Western Australia as well. Any of these near you, Riz?
Don't see Toorak East on there. No, not yet.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll roll them out. I know the ones in Chatswood East have a BYO cable, I think, from memory.
Yeah.
And they're not very fast. I think it's like 3 kilowatts, so not very
There
fast.
are some 47 kilowatt DC chargers that they're rolling out somewhere. I'm not sure which ones, but if any of our viewers or listeners have used them, just give us some feedback, because I think they're Autel branded chargers, and I haven't heard too much. I know they work, but yeah, it'd be good if anyone's actually charged at Woolies using their DC chargers, and any feedback you might have.
Yeah, I'm happy to give some feedback, Riz. I've used we used some on our trip with the Xpeng G6, not by choice, just because the G6 couldn't charge at the Tesla Supercharger, so we were rerouted to Woolies, and there were 4 plugs, Woolies Chargefox chargers, which were great. Here we go. Yes, I'm just seeing it there. Yes, on the list. So they're nice, the Autel ones. I think the Autel, the ones with the big screen, so it's really quite clear what's happening. A bit slow, 47 kilowatts, but hey, we were just thankful to be able to charge somewhere where we couldn't plug in, and yes, so yeah, it's good. It's 47 is fine because we went inside, had a bit of lunch, did a bit of shopping, and by the time we did that, we came back out. But they are power share too, so just beware. If someone else plugs in, it can slow you down, so that's the only drawback. Cool. Richard also says, use the Autel North Para. They were fine. Good to hear. Excellent. And I think someone said Coles is going to do something too. I hope so. That's the plan, right? Get these people competing for our dollars.
Yeah, and Aldi's supposed to be doing some stuff as well. They've been talking about it for a while. So, and we know Bunnings has apparently started.
Oh, have they? Okay.
Apparently. Now, look, it's public information, but public in the sense that the companies involved probably don't want this information out there. But there is a Bunnings in, I believe, Preston in Victoria that has some DC fast chargers that have been put in, and it's one of I don't know how many sites as a trial that they're doing with DC chargers. So yeah, charge in a snag or whatever. I think it's a good option to check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, pool chlorine, whatever knickknacks you need to buy in there. You'll be there for an hour. I mean, I always am when I'm at Bunnings, so
Easy.
Happy to do that if I don't have home charging. Yeah, Richard's saying quite a few Bunnings went live in the last few months. That's good. Excellent. Yeah. How long do you park at Bunnings? Well, yeah, sometimes I do need to be quick, but I could easily spend more time in there. Sure. The more you stay, the more you spend, everyone. All right, let's get on to supercharging news. Thanks for sticking with us, everyone. 187 viewers, much appreciated. So let's do a roundup of the new chargers around town. So Aaron Croft's saying he stopped at Moonee Ponds, 15 stalls. This is near Coffs Harbour, so this will take some pressure off the existing Coffs Harbour chargers at the shopping centre there. So great to see V4s and presumably also open to all cars as well.
Yeah, Moonee Beach would be a pretty good site, I think, once it's live now. Looking good. Plenty of bays.
Yeah, looks like it's open to all. I can see the familiar, charge if you're not a Tesla QR code. Yeah, so it's good. Excellent. I think this will be great because, I mean, the Sydney to Melbourne route's pretty well covered, almost pretty well covered now with with open access Teslas. So yeah, it'd be good to see this populated as well. So let's face it, I think if you're going to buy an EV, you want a road trip, you want a car that can access the Tesla Supercharger network. So that's whether you like Tesla or not, it's like the network, the probably the most reliable network currently for DC charging where available, of course. This is not a Tesla Supercharger, but great to see this underway. So this is the M4 Eastern Creek Ampol. This is a great location because it's well positioned on the M4, very close to the M7 interchange, for those who know Sydney well, out west. And it looks like they are putting DC chargers, very similar to the Pheasant's Nest setup there is out on the Hume Highway.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it'd be interesting to see what sort of canopies they put on these because the Pheasant's Nest ones were cool for the time, but I don't know what is the standard anymore that Ampol has. So, good to see more chargers and more providers.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, this is great news. So going out west, another option heading out there. So good, very good. Good to see Ampol back on the horse. There is installing more chargers. We covered Balgowlah, which is on the northern beaches of Sydney, with new Tesla Superchargers. So good to see. Thank you, Richard, for tagging me and Riz on this. So open access Tesla Supercharger network wired in, and probably not commissioned yet, judging by these pics, but shouldn't be too far away. You can see the wire rails there getting set up, which is good. And I think this is probably at the what's that place called? Stockland's shopping centre, which I think already has AC chargers in there. So Stockland's are being very proactive with DC chargers. That's great. That's actually quite close to my place as well, so that could be another option instead of Chatswood to test all the non-Tesla cars for DC charging at a Tesla Supercharger. So I'm very thankful for this. And Richard again on fire, tagging us for another one. So this is Harold Murphy, quite well known. EV Adventurer, and this is at, where is it? Coolac, New South Wales.
That was the pub.
That's right, the pub with no beer, which hopefully will have beer soon. And looks like work is underway. So hopefully, Riz, what do you reckon? Another 3 months, maybe 4 months?
Oh, hopefully sooner. But yeah, that's. I wonder if the site will be open before the pub renovations are done. As in, because it is their car park, so I guess we. Not sure, but I would say that as soon as Tesla thinks it's ready, then it should be. Last I heard officially from Tesla was it is well underway, so they are expecting this site to open shortly.
Yeah, good, because at the moment, I mean, Coolac is near Gundagai, and it's just a bit of a watershed at the moment between really Goulburn and Albury. There's not much at all if you can't charge, well, apart from yes, I guess. But I mean, we need this pub running and having nice facilities in there so families can chill out and eat something, use the bathroom, play around, whatever equipment they have out the back, and then, charge the car in half an hour. So this will be a really good stop as an alternative to, what's a place called? Oliver's at Gundagai. So good to see. Yes, question from Liju. Any showroom in Sydney has Zeekr X? No, not yet, unfortunately. I don't think.
Yeah, no 7X anywhere as far as I can tell. I also think that we maybe Q3 we will start to, which is 2 months away now, 2 or 3 months from now. Maybe we'll see a few more, but a lot of interest in that car. I mean, it is a it is a gorgeous looking. I mean, for an SUV, it's a very nice looking car.
Yeah, beautiful. I personally think Zeekr make really nice cars. They're just very well designed. I could be wrong, but I thought I saw an online post showing Malaysia with 7x pricing. I don't know whether it was legit or
Yeah,
not, but it was? Okay, good.
I've heard the same, that Malaysia, maybe the next couple of days they will be revealing something.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting market to choose, because usually they start in Singapore or Hong Kong or one of those other right-hand drive markets, Thailand, but yeah, Malaysia. So good times. I think we're getting closer.
I think so too, right? Surely not far behind. I think someone speculated it could be as cheap as their Model Y pricing. So if it is, I mean, that'd be insane. Insane pricing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great car. I'd love to drive that around too on our roads here in Australia. Okay, let's keep pushing on. Thanks everyone for sticking around. And another supercharger update. We've got Tesla Supercharger in Keysborough. I think Riz will have to fill me in as to where this is.
Yeah, so that's in southeast of Melbourne. It's close enough to Dandenong. It's in between Brighton and Dandenong, sort of a bit inland from the beach. It is a popular spot. The interesting part is this is at a HomeCo. Now, Tesla's done a few sites in HomeCo in Victoria anyway that I'm aware of. So, yeah, good to see them growing the sort of the metropolitan areas anyway. And then hopefully once they've sort of built that, then they can get back onto some more regional Victoria stuff, because New South Wales, Tom, seems to be doing really well with co-funding and all these sites popping up and relatively large open access sites. So we just need a few more of those here in Victoria, which, you know, little birdies at Tesla have told me they are working on them. So
good. That's great. I would like to see the coastal route on the Princess Highway between Sydney and Melbourne populate, so make it easier to drive. I think that'll be a nice trip actually one day when that's all done. Yeah, HomeCo, I think there's one in, what's it called? Up in the north, Wyong, I think somewhere up there on the central coast. I think we stopped there with the Polestar 4 to test that out a few months ago. So yeah, I mean, that's a great place to stop, right? Usually pretty good amenities with toilets and little cafes and stuff. So yeah, stretch your legs. Good, excellent. Now, speaking of Tesla superchargers and compatibility, we have a special video from, I think Christopher was on the chat recently, an ID4 being compatible with superchargers. So let's listen to what Chris has to say from Cupra. Tesla V34 supercharging compatibility.
Okay, driven from Sutherland out of the showroom to Campbelltown to the Tesla V4 superchargers, and here's the moment of truth. Does the Volkswagen ID4 Pro work with Tesla superchargers, the version 4 ones in particular? Hope so. As you'll recall, this was a bit of an issue with the BYD Seal Premium, my other.
Yep, thank you, Christopher. And I'll just scrub forward because I just wanted to fast forward to when he actually tests it. So I just got to blur his plates. Here we go. Let's put that back on. So this is him testing it at Campbelltown.
At about 80% charge, I think. Let's just have a look and see what is going on here.
Fantastic.
There you go. We're almost there, charging to, it's 50 kilowatt charging at this stage. So we wouldn't expect a lot of charge to go in there. Apparently 170 kilowatts max charge, which we would see probably around that 30% mark.
Great, thank you, Christopher. Much appreciated. And yeah, if you, we tried it. I mean, I'll try to test all the cars we review on the channel at a Tesla Supercharger, because, as we keep saying, it's the most reliable network, whether you like the brand or not. It just makes a lot of sense, and I'm honestly happy to pay just a bit more just to get out of there quickly. It is what it is currently, until Riz, I guess, another brand comes along with their network, right?
Yeah, I think Laiju has a good question on, can the Zeekr 7X charge the superchargers?
Great question.
We know the X can. I think the 009 can. I suspect it should be okay. But just, I guess we'll just have to confirm when we start to get those cars here.
The 009 is an 800 volt car, isn't it?
It is. Oh, no,
Okay.
sorry. For the Australian market, it's not.
Oh, interesting. That throws a spanner in the works. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we know Xpeng cannot charge. I think they're putting it down to a software update from Tesla that basically disabled their charging capabilities. So hopefully Zeekr doesn't suffer the same issue.
Yeah, well, look, as far as we know, like with the Atto 3 stuff that happened, right, and the seal, I think the Atto 3 is a 400-volt car, and that was one of the challenges that it had. I guess we'll find out. We should find out from the European spec of the 7X. They should start to go there pretty soon, and I'm sure Beyond Nyland will do it because I believe he's previously done the Atto 3, and he has spoken about the issue of them not working.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we've got to test it, definitely. Yep. I'm hoping it does. I hope we don't have to go through that again. It's just frustrating for any new EV owner having to go through all that drama. So fingers crossed, everyone. I'll have to get Andrew from Zeekr to give us one to test, hey? A pre-prod one. Do a little trip to Canberra again, like I did with the MG4.
Yeah, no.
Now, speaking of third-party charging networks coming to Australia, this is what we need. We need something like Gridserve to take this opportunity. And I think they are in the works from what I know. But this is a Lotus Eletre charging at the Stevenage Electric Forecourt in the UK, one of their nicer forecourts for EV charging, achieving 357 kilowatts. That's pretty darn quick. So
Very fast.
Yeah, there it is there in a Lotus yellow. I'm going to say something controversial here, is I am not a big fan of how this car looks, just quietly. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it's I think an acquired taste. They've got a sedan as well, which I believe the Polestar 5 could be based on, which is currently running around the country doing a bit of testing. So yeah, it's angular in funny ways, the Lotus.
I normally like Geely cars, but this one has just missed the mark in my opinion. I just don't like what's going on at the front here. I don't know what looks like it's doing this. And it's like a bit too high for me. Like, I mean, I'm not an SUV fan in general, but I don't know, it's just not proportioned quite right. It's just, I mean, it's got the Lotus yellow, but yeah, first of all, I can't afford this car, so I don't know why I'm even talking, but it's just not quite my cup of tea. Anyway, to each their own. Yeah, Lewis says it looks like it's missing a piece. It's missing something at the front here, but it's charging quick. That's important.
Well, the most surprising thing, apart from this amazing charging site, is that there's actually sun in the UK.
That's true. Not a Lotus. Is that right, Gene? I thought it was.
Oh, sorry. It's not a proper Lotus.
Oh, sorry. Not an original Lotus.
Yes.
Gotcha. Right. Tongue in cheek. Yes. Okay. Cool. Now let's keep going with charging. So Roland wanted us to pop this up just for a quick discussion, I guess, just to philosophical question. You know, ultra fast charging. We're seeing a lot of the brands bringing out quick charging, Zeekr, Xpeng, Volkswagen, BYD, all this megawatt charging. We know heat and batteries are not good friends. So is the cost of ultra fast charging frequently, a hit to the EV battery life? That is the question, right? I guess the general philosophy is not to charge this too often quickly if you can help it. I mean, AC charging is the way to go, but look, I'm happy to do it quickly once in a while for a road trip. I think just to get out of there quickly. Yeah, I guess do we have a nice study showing the two very similar cars that have been fast charged all the time versus a car that's been slow charged all the time? It'd be nice to have that kind of decent study.
So Beyond Nyland, once again, he's done some battery degradation tests, and I think whatever he uses, the Tesla, the diagnostic tool that scanned my Tesla, I think it actually shows how much is DC versus AC split of those cars. So if anyone's interested, he's done a few I guess you can call them real life studies of cars that have done over 100,000 kilometers. There's also been some other studies done which say, cars that are DC charged, the degradation isn't as bad as what they originally expected. But I think this article here is in light of the 1 megawatt and 1.3 megawatt charging that has recently surfaced for, EVs. But I guess it's probably less of a problem in Australia than it would be in,
China.
let's say, China and other markets where they don't have off-street parking or not as convenient anyway. So, yeah, interesting to see what the theory is. But surely charging anything fast is regularly is not going to be great for the battery.
No, I don't think we have to worry about that too much in Australia, thankfully, for now. But anyway, on a road trip, I would not charge to 100%, no matter what chemistry it is, LFP, NMC. I think I'd go to 80, 90 tops. Even if I wanted extra range, I go to 95. I just don't think driving a car away when it's really hot is a great idea. I'd probably let it, if I could, let it cool down a little bit. Just I don't know, but just because we know heat and batteries don't really play well together, like I said. So just a bit of advice for you guys new to the EV space. Leave your comments below, guys, for those who road trip regularly in EV. Let me know what you think. Okay, cool. We're almost at the end, guys. Almost there. So Roland again saying Polestar announcing news to take the uncertainty away from buying a pre-owned Polestar 2, issuing battery state of health certificates. I think that's a great idea for anyone buying pre-owned, because it is hard to get that information if you're buying a pre-owned Tesla or any other EV. But just having an OEM certificate saying, okay, the battery's 90% health after 5 years, that just gives me a lot of certainty buying secondhand. So yeah, great initiative from Polestar. That's good. Richard saying, who has time to charge over 80% at a fast charger? Yeah, well, depends. You still need to eat something, I guess, if it's too quick. Or you could just move the car, I guess, as well. I wish I was unencumbered like some of our visitors and guests, Riz. I've got a family in tow usually. I can't just dash off sometimes. It is what it is. Stop charging when coffee is ready. That's the aim, Christopher. That is the aim, right? 10-minute BYD, 1 megawatt charging, cattle charging, right? By the time your oat latte is done, you can dash off. It's true. Thanks, Jeanette. That's true. When it's hot outside, well, this is why they need to be sheltered, like this one from Gridserve. Imagine that, Riz, having sheltered charging everywhere. It's first world. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. And Zeekr is about to go private. Just some quick news here. So Geely is proposing acquiring all remaining shares of Zeekr Group, so hence delisting it from the New York Stock Exchange. So this is, I think, under consideration for now. Keep an eye on that story. Thank you, Scott, for showing this one. This is a snowplow, electric snowplow. I can't relate to this at all. I'm sure Riz can't either in Australia, but I guess if it's doing the same route every day to clear snow from cold countries, then yeah, it kind of makes sense to be electric if it's staying in the city. Yep. Okay, cool. And yes, I just want to quickly plug also our viewer, Josh, who is, I think I saw him on the chat earlier. So he informed me that he has just done a road trip in his Kia Niro EV. He's about to post all his content. So just a quick plug for this channel, EV Adventures Down Under. Good to see real life, real world road tripping around Australia, the big lap, so to speak. So have a look at Josh's channel. Thanks for doing the hard work for us. Roland again. He's a busy man, isn't he? Showing us a Yutong E7S bus, 2 variants, 14 and 17 seater.
Ooh.
Look at this.
Yeah, apparently it can have up to 36 people in the 17-seat version of the bus. As obviously the rest are standing. But it's, good to see. This could be good for, schools and, I don't know, transfers, those sort of applications. It's pretty cool. Some of these buses are already running around in Italy and other parts of Europe. So good to see.
Yeah, I mean, I actually wasn't sure which side was the front, which side was the back, to be honest.
We're not looking at the motor.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Or what was that car? Was it the Fisker?
Oh, yeah.
Had the double end, looked exactly the same. I think Fisker's gone broke. Yeah, interesting. Very long wheelbase. Look at that. Wheels are right up the back. Very interesting. Yeah, wouldn't mind seeing more EV buses. Very quiet. I mean, compared to China, Riz, right? How many times have we been there and just gone, wow, this is so quiet, just walking around Shanghai and other cities? Cool. Yeah, that pretty much ends today's show, everyone. Thanks again to Roland for all your articles that you tagged us and everyone else who's watching as well. Appreciate that. So keep them coming. We'll keep amplifying them on the show for me and Riz. Speaking of which, Riz, on your way back from the airport, I assume, from Ponza?
Yeah, will be shortly. Plenty of airline deals to be made. I see someone's looking for a new Air Force One as well. Might be able to broker that deal that's currently going on. So yeah, plenty of things happening. I think coming up there is quite a few exciting models that haven't been announced yet that I guess Tom and I will probably be driving some of them, but there's just heaps on the horizon coming up. So, it's an exciting time. I think if you can just share the message out there that anyone that is even half interested in swapping for a new car, test drive any of the new EVs. There's just a lot on the market now.
There's so much, yeah. I have to sort of keep on top of it myself. So it'd be hard for the average punter to do that. So I guess that's my job and Riz's job too, to keep everyone informed, and you guys too, helping us do that. So much appreciated. And Riz, thanks again for joining us. The commitment, like I said, you show, it's just 100%.
Anytime, and look forward to more of our viewers and listeners tagging us with all the cool things, charging, EVs, whatever's going on. Should be an exciting couple of shows.
Absolutely. All right, Riz, take care, and everyone else take care as well. And we shall see you all next week on the show. So as always, once I get my sponsors page up, there we go. Thanks, Riz. Thanks, everyone. And we shall see you all next week, hopefully, on Ludicrous Feed Live. So thanks, everyone, and take care. We'll see you then. Bye.